I'm not a big fan of Khamzat Chimaev, not because of his fighting, but because of his online presence, selling crypto scams, talking about politics that he knows nothing about. Let me put it like this, we would not be friends if we knew each other. I will, however, admit that Khamzat is a really good fighter, but he's not as good as he thinks. Not even close. Robert Whitaker will absolutely destroy him at UFC 308. Here's why.
Panda, Punchy Panda, Punchy Panda, Punchy Panda, Punchy Panda, Punchy.
Khamzat has a big mouth, but it's not an entertaining big mouth like Conor McGregor. For some reason, whenever Khamzat posts on Twitter or talks at press conferences, it's just irritating. But with that being said, we can't really deny that Khamzat Chimaev is a really talented fighter. He currently has a 13-0 record. Here's a few reasons why I'm not a big fan. Backing out of fights. In 2020 and 2021, he backed out of 2 fights, both with Leon Edwards, apparently due to health reasons from the pandemic and all that. In 2022, Chimaev then was scheduled to fight Nate Diaz and then missed weight by 7.5 pounds. In that same week, Khamzat got in a backstage brawl with Kevin Holland. Because he missed weight so badly, his original opponent was rescheduled to fight Tony Fergurson, and Khamzat would face the guy that he just had a brawl with earlier that week, Kevin Holland. Most recently, he withdrew from his fight with Robert Whitaker due to health reasons, and that was originally scheduled for June 2024. They are now rescheduled to fight at UFC 308 in October of 2024. Reason 2. Crypto scams. He was also accused of promoting a crypto scam to his fans, where he encouraged them to buy the Smash token. However, less than 24 hours later after he promoted it, the value of the token dropped significantly, which of course makes it seem like he did a pump and dump crypto scam. He blames it on the people who created the token, who apparently disappeared after the massive drop in value. He said that he doesn't understand crypto at all. Now, Mr. Chimaev, why on earth are you telling your fans to buy if you don't understand it? Probably because of the massive paycheck you got to promote the scam. At least that's what I think happened. But I could be wrong. So needless to say, a very interesting guy, and I can understand that other people would want to brawl with him even if he's not their opponent for the upcoming fight. Why do I say he's not as good as he thinks he is? Well, it all starts by looking at his record. Out of 13 fights so far, I only recognize 4 names. And yes, he won all 13 of his fights, but from the 4 big names I recognized, 2 of them were won by decision. The names I recognized were Kamaru Usman, Kevin Holland, Gilbert Burns, and Ikram Aliskerov. Now, Ikram Aliskerov is far from being a big name. Out of Kevin Holland's last 10 fights, he lost 5, so I would hardly call him a top contender. The 2 big names standing out here is Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman. And both of those were won by decision. Kamaru Usman is not in the prime that he used to be. Gilbert Burns, I feel like I've been hearing less and less of this guy as well. So none of the big 4 names in the list of people that he's fought really stand out. One more thing that's really irritating about Khamzat Chimaev is thinking he's the main man. He calls out everyone. I guess it's a marketing tactic, and it probably would be funnier if he actually stood a chance against these guys, but they would absolutely destroy him in any fight. Like when Alex Pereira called out Dricus du Plessis, that was interesting because Alex Pereira actually has a chance against du Plessis. That would be a great fight, a great matchup. So here's some laughable Khamzat Chimaev callouts that have happened. He called out Belal Muhammad, Colby Covington, Israel Adesanya, Dricus du Plessis, and the man himself, Alex Pereira. Now, I'll be honest, maybe he could beat Colby Covington, as Colby is not in his prime anymore. But every other person in that list would absolutely demolish him. I think that Adesanya, Dricus, and Pereira would finish him in less than 2 rounds. It's laughable that he thinks he actually stands a chance when he has really only fought 3 big-ish guys in the last 2 to 3 years. In Khamzat's defense though, he's only 30 years old. He has a few years left. If he can actually stop getting sick and start facing top 5 guys and consistently win them, preferably finish them, he might have a chance at becoming a UFC champion. Currently though, he's not near there yet. For his sake, I do hope he reaches champion status and proves all the haters wrong, including me. His unearned pride and arrogance might be the biggest obstacle in reaching Hall of Fame level of success as an MMA fighter. Let me know in the comments if you think Khamzat has any chance at becoming a UFC champion. Khamzat is facing Whitaker at UFC 308, and I actually think this is Robert Whitaker's last chance at becoming a champion again. Check the video linked above on why Whitaker might just be the next middleweight champion in the UFC. Or will he retire?